I'm Tom Hibbert and welcome to Winning Strength Online, and today we're going to look at some movements to help you improve range of movement at the ankle joint. So poor ankle mobility is something I see a lot with clients. How do I see it? Most of my clients are online, so obviously if they're here in my gym, I can test the ankle joint and we can put them through 3 different tests. We look at the gastrocnemius, the soleus, and the Achilles tendon and how much range, and I've got normative data on that. When they're not here, I simply look at what they can do with an overhead squat and how good the overhead squat test is. The better your ankle mobility, the more upright your torso. So if they've got a whole lot of leaning over, a lot of the time it's because the knees can't travel far enough, and a lot of the time that's because of the ankle joint. If you want some normative data yourself though, you can find a wall or a straight edge. And this is data I took from Dr. Peter Lundgren. You want to be from the wall 15 centimeters here. So let's say I'm right at the wall. Can my knee touch? Yes. I'll slide it back, say 5 centimeters. Can my knee touch without the heel raising? Yes. Another 5. Yep, still good. Still good. Let's say it's about here and my heel starts to rise to finish the range. You measure the distance here. The distance from toes to the wall wants to be 15 centimeters or more. That's your standard that you're looking for optimal ankle range, and you can go back and retest that and see if the exercises you're doing are good. So the most success I have with improving the ankle range is weighted stretching. With that in mind, you want to be able to do 2 different movements. You want a bent knee movement and a straight leg movement. The bent knee movement will target more of the soleus muscle. The straight or locked knee movement will target the gastrocnemius. So the way I do the weighted stretches is on a seated calf raise. If you don't have one, you can obviously put a barbell on your legs or a dumbbell on your knees. We do it unilaterally, which means one limb at a time. So let's say we're using our left leg. Lift, control the eccentric into a full stretch. I'm pushing my knee forward and I'm pushing my heel down. You're going to hold that stretch for 8 to 15 seconds. So let's say I've done that. Raise it up. Add weight. Stay on the same leg. And then control down into a stretch. The stretch should be therapeutic discomfort. It shouldn't be an enjoyable experience per se. And again, pushing my knee forward, pushing my ankle down. Let's say I've done the 8 to 15 seconds. I would then go and do a 3rd stretch. Lifting up, control down. So let's say I've done that. I like my client to lower it, because then you're using the muscle in the new range. Then I like you to at least try and activate it, try and lift the weight back up. If you have to use a little bit of your hands because you put so much weight on it, it's fine. If you don't use it, you lose it. So by using the muscle in that new range, you're more likely to retain that new range for longer. So that's the seated variation. We'll go to the standing. It's the same principle. Stretch. The only difference on this is I recommend you squeeze the glute, okay? So if I'm stretching and squeezing the glute, my heel is pulling the muscle that way, the glute stretch is pulling all the fascia up this way. So you're getting a stretch from both sides. So we go 8 to 15 seconds, then I'll grab a heavier dumbbell. If you're gonna do this with a dumbbell, make sure it's in the same side as the leg that you're stretching. So right foot or right calf and right hand. You can even put it behind if you want. So heel drops, squeeze the glute, 8 to 15 seconds. And then the 3rd heaviest dumbbell. Same thing. The reason I like weighted stretching is because they're stubborn and you need to put a little bit of weight through it to get optimal feedback and optimal range. I actually have clients do this little circuit before training. So then when they do train, they're training with new range. Again, if you don't use it, you lose it. They're more likely to keep it. One other thing you can look at is the principle of reciprocal inhibition. Simply put, if we do some activation work on the opposite side, the tibialis anterior, so using the tibialis anterior. In fact, some people don't have the range because their tibialis anterior is inactivated, or whatever terminology you want. So by doing some movements, activating the tibialis anterior is also going to enhance range at the ankle joint. If you don't have a fancy machine like me, Go online, there's plenty of variations you can find that use a band, and we would raise toes up and down like so. So you have it, weighted stretching to enhance ankle mobility.